Done it again. I don't know why I do it to myself. I've had a funny old day. I had a job on board from last night. I had that on site at 7:30 this morning. I had it tipped by 8:15. Dream, lovely, fantastic. Only needed one more job. That was a nice one. Turned out to be a magic job. Didn't exist. And then for the next 4 hours, couldn't get anything. I was next to the twilight zone anyway, you know, like the new ring that goes around the M25. Anything inside that is I've now started referring to as the twilight zone, because although it actually exists, I can't go there. It's like Brigadoon. You know, it's like, it's just there. I can see it. It's physical. Can I drive it? Well, I can. It's going to cost me 100 quid. So no, can't. Burns my hands. And then I get a phone call from Steve at the big cat courier company. Yeah, we got a good job on. It's always a good job. Okay, Steve, where are we going? Edinburgh. Yeah, it's a long way, isn't it, Steve? Bearing in mind the fact that I've been driving all day. Okay, fine, fair enough. Got to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning. Right, 6.5 hours to Edinburgh, Steve. So that means if I've got to be there at 8, I've got to get it at 1:30. So you have to get it this afternoon. Okay, fine. So I've got to get it this afternoon, but it's got to be at Edinburgh at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I've still got to get up at 1:30. And I'm doing the maths and I'm thinking, right, on my clock, I've nearly done 5.5 hours. So with 10 hours, I've got 4.5 hours. So if I get home, I'm going to see the family, have a sunny hello, then off to Hemel to pick it up, and then get 4.5 hours. It's 6.5 hours to Edinburgh. I can get most of the way there, and then you're doing the maths, aren't you? Thinking, well, I started at 5 this morning. That means the latest I've got to finish at 8:30. So I stop at 8, and then I can have a reduced break of 9 hours. And then if I start at 5 tomorrow morning, I can get there for 7:30, which is only all does click into gear. So I'm off to Edinburgh. If nothing else, it will give me a chance to play with a new camera. Yay! And in the nicest possible way, it does pay. I mean, when I did turn around to him, I kind of went, I can do it, Steve. But I quoted him the right money. It's like, you know, it's 400 miles. So I quoted him 250 a mile. Because you've got to bear in mind, I've got to drop that Edinburgh tomorrow. I ain't going to get home to Edinburgh tomorrow. I ain't going to get home tomorrow night. I'm not going to get home tonight. I'm probably sleeping in the in Alice. And I ain't going to get home tomorrow night either. Because when I drop it, I'm only going to have... I could do it. If I raced home from Edinburgh, I could do it. But that's very wasteful, isn't it? To go 400 miles empty. So I'm bidding on a couple of jobs at the moment, heading down, and I'll probably hopefully get one of those. Stop out tomorrow night, presumably at the Lenny Henry Hotel, which I imagine has gone up massively in price now because now everything's all shifted and we can all go out and play again, sort of. So I might be in Alice again, and then home the next day. Wish me luck. Right, I'm back at the yard. It's happening again. Every time I decide I'm going out on roustabout, I'm going to do a big road trip. At the beginning, it goes a bit like, what? Sorry? So, I'm just sitting in that traffic jam over on the M25. I'm home now. I'm going to go home and see the family and get myself some extra clothes and something to eat and get ready. I'm picking up the plan is pick it up around about 3:30. I've got 4.5 hours left on my clock. So by the time I picked it up, I'll have 4 hours left on my clock. So I'm loaded by about 5:30, stop at 8:30, and then I can start about 5:30 in the morning. I do the last 2.5 hours. Should finish in Edinburgh with around about 7 hours left on my clock, and then I'll bid on 3 jobs coming back. Then this job comes in, lovely, you know, Hemel Hempstead to Edinburgh. Must take rubbish away with you. Oh. When I bid on it, I said, Steve, you'd be better off putting this on an overnight. You'll get it a lot cheaper. You're all, no, I don't know if we can trust them. No, it's not that you can't trust them. It's that an overnight carrier won't take the rubbish away with you. Now, I've done these jobs before where it's kind of Hemel to Birmingham, and sometimes when you get on site, it's like a construction site and there are skips, and it's not a problem because as they strip the rubbish, you can just put the rubbish, you know, put the pallets on top of the other pallets, put the plastic in the skip, not a problem. Sometimes it's like an office car park or a school, and you can't leave the rubbish. So then I've got to be a bit more creative, and I think I'm going to have to put the rubbish on the back. Which you can do. I've got 10 pallet slots and I've got space at the back to stack it all. It's a bit of a nose. You have to get the drill out and start taking because they're double pallets, and deconstruct them. And I thought, I know what I need to get. I need to get myself a cordless circular saw. and I could just chop it to pieces. Or I actually want a pruner for the garden, which is like a kind of a handheld chainsaw. I'm not going to get one in time. I'm going to go and pick this job up in like, 2.5 hours. So I'm going to have to wing it. If I can't move the pallet, then maybe in Edinburgh tomorrow I'm going to try and find myself an Argos and grab a circular saw. Or what I'll probably do is I must be able to Google places where you can pay to dump rubbish. I've never done it. Or I'll find some wood yard or pallet place and go, lads, how much? Take that off. I'll find a way. There will be a way. In the meantime, that's not helping with the fact that I'm trying to book jobs up on the back of it. But I'm trying to book jobs up on the back of it that have got kind of long pickup times. Once again, here we go again. I'll keep you in the loop. Right, I've been home, had a shower, got to change of clothes. Edinburgh, here we come. Off to the big cat place to pick the load up. Oh, that it were so simple. Yeah, that wasn't from there. It was just round the corner, another place I pick up from. And it's not going to be ready until 4 o'clock. So I've said to the guy, oh, and then I've checked the address. It's E1, which means it's obviously in the centre of Edinburgh, which goes pedestrian at 10 o'clock. And it normally takes them an hour to offload this thing. So I've just said to the guy, I've said, right, here's the situation. So I started work at 5:30 this morning. On my 15-hour day, I have to stop driving by 8:30. The longer you wait to get it loaded on this side, then I've got to have a 9-hour rest. So it's 8:30, call it 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5:30. So if they don't load me till late, I've got 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30 into Edinburgh. I'll be there as they tell me I've got to come out again. So this is all starting to go sideways before I've even left Hemel Hempstead. But that's life on the courier exchange. I've tried to put him on the hurry up. Let's hope they get me and get me loaded soon. So if he's not on site, what I'll probably do is look him up to the there when but then he'll get one on there'll be another one on in 10 minutes, he'll ring me back and go, oh, that's right, no, it's still from his stuff, yeah, right, it's on. Yeah, it's on. It's on about an hour and 20 minutes later than I was supposed to be on. Which means I can now only drive for 4 hours before I run out of my working time day, which means I've then got another 3.5 hours to drive in the morning after a 9-hour rest, which means I'm pretty much going to hit the pedestrian area of Edinburgh when it goes pedestrianised. But apparently the guy at the other said, no, there's a way. Wonderful. He's probably also got a stairway to heaven and an elevator to the moon, but we'll see. I'm going to do the best I can. It's nothing if not dull. Time to hit the road. Right, we stopped. It's 8:15. I stopped around about 8 o'clock, which I've got to be honest is earlier than I would have liked. I still had about half hour, maybe 3/4 of an hour driving time left. But it gets to that stage where you think, well, if I drive a bit further, and then what if I can't stop, and what if there's no lay-by? So I was queuing up with traffic coming off the A1M, the junction 46 is shut, and there's Weatherby services. So just go open that window. So no, I can't turn it off. Hang on, do that. No, open the window. Oh, that's bad. He's going to go in a minute. He's doing my sunshine. Yeah, do that. Right, so yeah, Weatherby services. So They've got a days in here, but the prices have gone up now. It's now 65 quid for the night. And bearing in mind the fact I'm probably only going to be here for about 8 hours, and I had a shower and stuff before I left the house, I kind of don't need the days in tonight. So instead I've opted for, never done it before, in the truck stop thing. So it's great. It's got this sign. So I get out of the sunshine there. They've got a sign that tells you how much, 2 hours free, and if not, it's this much, and this much with a food voucher, and this much without a food voucher. Nowhere on the sign does it say you've got to pay. Apparently, I googled it and they said pay by phone, but then I asked the geezer in them, the bits where they've got the kiosks, they're trying to get you into Europe or tell you about something or other. I was like, mate, where do I get the food vouchers? He said WH Smith's. So I've gone to Smith's, got the food vouchers. You get 10 quid's worth of food vouchers. So, £31 a park, 10 quid's worth of food, it's £21 a park. Lay-bys are still free, but I can't guarantee I'm going to get a lay-by. And then, of course, they don't. So I've worked out. I said to the lady how these food vouchers work. That was great. You got to scan it, but she needed to come across with a card and some. Anyway, but no. So we got tea, as usual. POA. Tonight it's bacon, lettuce, and tomato and prawn. Bag of some low-calorie crisps. Bar of chocolate. Knock them out the window. And of course, bottle of brownie, which is not included in the food voucher. Beer is not food. Yes, it is. Sugar, carbohydrate, great food. Bees use it all the time. So I'm going to put the bed down now. I'm up probably around about 4:30, so I might forget to make a video. And I'm going to be hopefully in Newcastle because I'm up about 4:30. I can't start driving till 5. Got to have at least 9 hours break, and I stopped at just before 8. And I've counted it on my fingers several times, which means hopefully I'll hit the road at 5, which means I'll probably be in not Newcastle. When I say Newcastle, Edinburgh, round about just after 9. Fingers crossed. Let's hope nothing falls over. So, right, so I'm going to put the bed down now and see you guys in the morning. Right, sunshine's bright. I should have parked on the other side. So the first thing we do, pull that, get the curtain round. This is number 1 side. It's a bit bent, so you have to just sort of feed it through a bit. Oh, that's not getting away. That's better. Oh, that's better. I'll take the sun out of the way with it. Thank you. Sorry about that, curtain in the way there. And then pull this and the seat will collapse forward. Just going to do that on the other side. I'll pause this for a minute. Cool, that's the curtains down. Cool being the operative word. It's got a little bit cooler in here. Shoved all the bits and pieces that are behind the seat out the way. Ping this bit here. Over here we've got the behind the seat storage lockers on which we have removal blankets, which will come in handy. Well, yeah, it's basically me sheets for the bed, should I need them. Although at the moment I don't think I will because it's roasting. And then we ping these bits here. Click, there, click that one, and the bed falls down. I'm good to go. Right, 8:30, that's me done. Like I say, see you in the morning, I remember. And we're off to Edinburgh. See if we can beat the pedestrianised zone. Wish me luck. Good morning, everybody. 10 to 5. I can start again at 5:05, so I'm just reconverting the cab. Note to self, when tramping in the middle of summer, it's really hot. I don't think I got to sleep till gone about 10ish, which is fine. I've had a bit of a sleep, and I'll just probably take it a little bit easier today. But yeah, the sensible thing to do is what the people in front of me did, which is park so that the cab is not facing into the sunshine, so that it's hitting the back of the truck, and therefore presumably the sun's hitting the back of the truck, so the cab will be a bit cooler. I parked it facing the sunshine, so we'll bear that in mind for future reference. In the meantime, I can start. Got to do me walk round. Yeah, probably start about 5:15. Should hopefully be in Newcastle. I keep saying Newcastle. Why do I keep saying Newcastle? Should hopefully be in Edinburgh round about 9:30. See how we go. Made it. with 1 minute to spare. And I'm looking at the sat nav and I'm looking at the buses everywhere in Edinburgh. Oh, beautiful. That's Castle up there, I think. And should I chance it? Should I chance it? I rang them up. They said, don't worry, mate, we've got another one to do. But I'm thinking, yeah, but if I can get this one when I'm here, they're unloading now. I'm kind of giving them a hand. I'm not supposed to, but the gyms are shut. I'm going to put it down as exercise. Yeah, I thought, should I chance it? But if I can get this off now, while I've been unloaded, it gives me another 3/4 of an hour on my day. And one's pinged up Carlisle to Rugby. Picking up this afternoon, drop tomorrow morning. He's run me, price is good. Just ring the customer. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm just happy. It wasn't, not all of it was pedestrianised. I think I had a bit of a nightmare there. I think I got that one wrong. It's only the cafe bit that is, so I had a bit of a panic. But yeah, so gentlemen, just walk around. I'm going to get this off, see where the rest of it leads. Ask me why? I don't know. Oh, here comes the steamer. Right, job number 2. This is from Henny's in Carlisle. Going to Henny's in Rugby in the morning. So I've only got 3 hours left to drive. There's no way I can get from Carlisle to Rugby if I wanted to. We've found the loading bay, which is only that lovely arch over there. I have to move these things. These are they're like dress rails. I booked 7.5 tons for this because it needs a tail lift. I've lifted it earlier. As it is, the nose is the fact that I've got to walk it through the shopping centre. I started doing 2 at a time, and then I've worked out they fit inside each other, but not very well. So I might show you the walk that I've got to do, see how long this one takes. And here it is. There, and back over there. All done. Took me about an hour. Not too painful, I don't think. Handball, part of the job. Not everything is faults on and faults off. But I'm done now. All I've got to do is get it on, strap it down, head to Rugby. I'm in Cumbria. I think about 3.5 hours to Rugby. I've got 3 hours left on my clock, but I won't do 3 hours because I can't run right up to time. So I'll probably stop off about 2.5. Try and get yourself a Lenny hotel. Could use a shower. And loading it onto Carlisle. Getting it all, stacking it in properly, getting it to tessellate, getting the straps on, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to give him a ring. I was on it for an hour and 3/4. There's 3/4 of an hour's worth of handball there, really. I'll ring him. I'll say, look, you're supposed to ring in ahead of time, but I had my head down. I was moving dress rails. So what I'm going to do is I'll give him a bell and I'll give him a choice. I'll say, look, it's up to you. I've done it. If you've got enough money on the job and you feel like giving me a drink, thanks very much. And if you don't, I ain't going to cry about it. You know, I would like to say 50% of the time you get one, but that's probably optimistic. 25 you might, but 25 is worth a phone call, isn't it? So in the meantime, I'm heading to Rugby and somewhere to stay. Time to hit the road. Got a room, thank God for that. I'm at Limb Services. It's a little bit further than I wanted to be. I probably still had about another 35 minutes worth of driving left. But I thought if I got to the next one and I ain't got space, and I got the next one and run out of time, and I have to stop, and I thought I'd just know. So I stopped, gone in. There's trucks everywhere. These places, I don't know if you can see this. Trucks here, trucks round there, there's trucks everywhere. And I thought I've got no chance. So I've gone to the old the IBIS, and the geezer says, you got a room tonight? I said, I think I have. She said, yes, I have. He goes, oh, it's £45 though. I thought if it said double, I'd have had it. I just fancy a proper night's kip now, like, you know. But yeah, and I've got a card which gives me 10% off everywhere bar McDonald's or Greg's, which means I'm not going to McDonald's or Breezy Drinks. But no, I'm just going to go and get myself stuff now. Go and get myself in a room. Like I say, rugby in the morning. Should be there at 7:30. So we kick out of here about 5:30ish. And onwards and upwards. See you all soon. Good morning all. Day 3. Yes, slept very well in the... It wasn't Lenny Henry tonight. It was Ibis. They lost the carpet. Big, so now all laminated floor. And there's no tea coffee making facilities, which doesn't really bother me anyway, to be honest with you. I don't make me flask in the morning, but that's cool. I'm going to have to go and buy nice coffee, nice expensive coffee from the... Alternatively, I could go to the Clown Shop. The Clown Shop does decent coffee. It's not there. The TV was a bit poor. The Philips couldn't plug my phone into it in any way, shape or form, so I just ended up watching TV on my phone, which actually, when you get used to the little screen, is kind of alright. We've been spoilt by these things, haven't we? I come from a world where you used to have black and white TVs. Now I have a colour TV in my pocket. I ain't going to cry about it. So I've done my walk around check, just got to fill the pad in, and then we're off to Rugby with all the shop fittings, which are fortunately still in the back and still strapped down, which is always pleasing. Time to hit the road. Well, we're in, as Miss Ready would sing, sitting on a bay, or something like that. Yeah, the frustrating thing is 15 minutes before you get on the bay, and then you're on the bay. I've now been on the bay. It's coming up for an hour. He's already given me waiting time. He did pay. He gave me waiting time on the other side. I really don't want to kick him because he's a nice bloke, and he said, well, I won't get any more money on the job, but fair enough, I'll give you some more dough. And I'm happy enough, so they'll have it off soon. What is kind of frustrating is the fact that it took me less time to drag it from the shop, 2 bits at a time, all the way through the shopping centre and into their compound at the back, than it's taking them to take it from my lorry up a ramp and stick it on the left. But that's life, isn't it? I've got another one lined up after this already, which I booked yesterday, which is just Travis Perkins, so that should be all right. That's probably going to be forked on, I hope. I think it's going to site, so I'm picking it up in MK, not far from here, and dropping that down to picking up in Northampton, going to MK. Who knows after that? The reason they took so long is that they individually checked off every single item, which happens sometimes at distribution centres, which is why we're sitting here for so long and why it's so damn tedious. Having said that, I've now got an empty van because they took the double pallet, which I got left with from the Take Your Rubbish Away with You job. In fact, all I've got left on here at the moment is 4 pallets and 2 cover boards. And I said to my father-in-law, he's just bought a new shed. We're going to use the wood from the cover boards to cut into shelves to put in his shed. So all I've got left here is 4 pallets. And over there is a stack of pallets next to a big vehicle that says M Lut. Now M Lut do pallets. They will probably pay these people for pallets, so I'm going to do them a favour and I'm going to give them the rest of my pallets for free. Aren't I lovely? Not even asking for any money in return. Change of plan, they're coming through the back.
I'm going to start just putting them up here, yeah?
Yeah, if you can, you get as close as you can to me.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, it's probably easier this way. Well, a bit of a change of plan. Firstly, I opened up the side curtain because there were 6 metre pipes, only to find out they're going to be loaded from the back. Being a nice young lad, done that together. And on the way then, and also on the way there, I've been bidding on jobs and I'm thinking, right, fish on Milton Keynes, there's a local one, there was a Wellingborough to Olney, you know, there was a Watford to Slough. They did the right money, but you know, sometimes they go cheap, and there was one on there. Done it again. Milton Keynes to Brighton. Now it's been on there a while and they're struggling to shift it. Originally the pickup time was 8 till 10, then it shifted till 10 till 12. And I'm thinking they're struggling to move that job. and I'm going to be in Milton Keynes. So I basically charged it. I'll do that thing I always say, make them an offer that you can't refuse. Not an offer they can't refuse, an offer you can't refuse. If you put the bid in and they'll pay it, you'll do it. I put the bid in, it was high. I got the phone call. I'm going to the seaside. Right, that's that one off. 50 pipes to a building site. I just polished my boots yesterday. Now I'm on the clock. Fortunately, the next pickup was 15 minutes away. So I'm going to pick this up in MK now, get this loaded, and now I've got 6 hours worth of driving time left, which should be plenty of time to take me from Milton Keynes to Brighton, and then Brighton back to Dunstable. That is, of course, unless something pings up from Brighton that's super duper fantastic. But to be honest with you, I really hope it doesn't. Right, let's go and see what we got next. Well, that was a bit of a result. We're loaded and on our way down to Brighton. It was 15 minutes from the building site to the place. I've been there before, which was handy because the last time I was in there, the sat-nav tried to throw me into B&Q's car park. It definitely weren't there. So I ignored the sat-nav, and instead of turning left, I went right and right again. And just as I was getting there, the lady phoned me because I was supposed to be there by 12. I got there at 10 past 12. And she said, I said I'd be there around about 12. And she said, how close are you? I went, I'm just about to put it now. But the best bit, they were sitting, waiting for me, forked on, 2 metal stillages with some, I don't know what it is, on it. So straps went over, I was in and out in under 10 minutes. And I've got Brighton now. Brighton is just over 2 hours, which is going to put me on 4 hours on my driving time, which is fine. And that gives me 3.5 hours to either find something else or get home. And if I was a betting man, I would say I'm going home. So the good thing is, because there was 2 jobs. There was one picking up this afternoon, dropping off in Tonbridge in the morning, which is a nightmare to get out of. And I nearly didn't book this one. And I thought, hang on a second, this one could be more money and you get it done in a day. What are you playing at? So I booked it, and I'll be finished today on more money than I would have been finishing in Tonbridge at first thing tomorrow morning. And it's not always easy to get at Tonbridge because it's the twilight zone. It's next to the twilight zone. Anything now inside the M25 is the twilight zone. Because it's physical, you can see it, you can touch it, you can smell it, but you can't go there. Well, you can, it costs £100, so you can't go there. Right, Brighton. Well, that's me done. Just dropped in Brighton. It was a dream. Forked on, forked off, no waiting, no problem at all. Just dropped off over there. Meant to do a video of you. I keep forgetting. I'm not used to this video thing, you know. The one thing that was nice though, I had a chat with a fork truck driver. We started talking about cars and talking about cars. I got no old minis because Mo always used to have an old mini. He said, you ain't seen my motor, have you? So I've done a little video, come up before this hopefully, of a Rover P5 Classic, which then leads you on to conversations about the Sweeney. Apparently, I think they had a Jag. So anyway, I'm going. I've got 20 minutes. It's going to take me 12 minutes to get out of Brighton. So I'm going to get out before the traffic gets heavy. Then I've got me 3/4 of an hour. Then I'm going home because I've got one for the morning. What did you say it's called? A Mark what? Yay, Junction 20. Well, I'm pleased to say that's finally it. It's 20 to 7. So we picked up, I set off around 2:30 on Tuesday, picked that one up, then we was in York, then we was in Edinburgh, then we was in Carlisle, then we was in Rugby, and then Northampton and Milton Keynes, and I thought that might be it, but then the final push, the final great leap forward to Brighton and back. Was it worth it? Yes, it was. This time it was certainly worth it. I mean, there's been some miles, there's been some nights out. The biggest problem was distance to pick up. So from Edinburgh to Carlisle, I think it took me 2.5 hours. That's just to pick the load up, and I did give them a cheap price because getting loads out was tough, and I thought I don't want to lose this one. Can't help feeling out. I did get an extra score for the handball, but that's it, done. So I've just got to put it all into a video now. That might take me a while. Please forgive my editing skills. I'm pretty new at all this. I'm going to go home, grab a beer, talk to the wife, have some tea, have a bath, because tomorrow morning I'm up at 3:30 Because, well, actually, no, 3:30, I'm exaggerating. I'll probably get up about just before 4 because I've got a pick up in Bedford at 5 and I'm going to Andover and then Poole. But it's Friday tomorrow, and that means by late breakfast, late morning, and I've got my day's money for that. It's HPC, they paid me decent money, so who knows? I'm going to try and get something back from Poole. If not, I'm coming home. I'm going to enjoy the weekend. I'm going to have a break, Father's Day, have a meal with the family. But in the meantime, take care, take money.